Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Fool's Town here in Cities Skylines. Last episode we did a few little changes to the industrial area, added in a lot more jobs, and we also moved the garbage plant too, in the hopes of the garbage trucks were able to access all the different areas a little bit easier to pick up the trash. We got a lot of stuff that we need to focus on and get working on. Some of the things that really are kind of, making us struggle slightly is the highway band that goes around the kind of inner peninsula of FoolTopia. Did I call this Fool's Town at the start? I think I did. This is FoolTopia. I'm sure I called it Fool's Town. Anyway, a lot of you guys have been asking me to upgrade the highway. It would be a good idea, but at the same time, I don't want to, because that is not what FoolTopia is all about. We have the bigger highway on the outskirts, and we need to kind of utilize that a little bit more as time goes on. But on the inside, I want to keep it to that the two-way version of it anyway. But I got some really good improvements that we're going to be doing today, and it's going to be really fun. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please smash that like button down below, and if you're new around here too, guys, please subscribe. Anyway, we kind of looked at this towards the end of last episode. What I've done recently is I've cut off here, because we did have a roundabout there before, so no one can use this, and I want to see how traffic flows. Now it seems to go pretty well, but every so often when the train comes and other people get vehicles get off, this area gets clogged up a little bit. I'll be kind of watching it as time goes on. And the only in and out section at the moment to this area is down this road here, which I still think is really cool. I want to keep that in because it's quite a nice little landmark feature, which is pretty dope. I've had an idea of how we can solve this. There's two things I want to do today. Fix this whole section here, the transport going around, which I got a brilliant idea. And secondly, I want to add in a ferry transport route as well. That's so we can get people moving around a lot easier. Not just using trains and everything like that, but also not using cars. Did we unlock? Yes, we did. The ability to buy more land. So I'm going to buy all these little spots here. So we got a nice good view that we can move about and edit. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm liking this. And now I've got more room to move and say things, which is really cool. So before we add in any ferries then, I want to talk about this little area. Now, we only have this section here that brings us in. This side over there and over here are not connected. I was thinking, just as soon as this comes after the train tracks, we turn this, or we lift it off the ground. Now, the reason we lift it off the ground is, like how we have it just here, we have it kind of slightly elevated there and there. We have it from this point here, elevated all the way around, and keep it like that pretty much. Then that means because that's elevated, I can have this road here, this 4-lane industrial road, kind of then go up and go kind of, not underneath it, but kind of next to it. And we'll have that kind of bend round and connect up to here. We'd kind of redo the whole connection. So there's two ways to get to back and forth this area. You can either take the highway if you're trying to cut out all these areas and get down to here, or take the 4-lane road if you're just kind of bending around and going through. So I'm trying to add more options. I don't want to turn this into a big highway because one, we don't have the room to do that. And I feel like we kind of slightly lose a little bit of the fun and the excitement and the reason why FoolTopia kind of exists, that more simplified life, as opposed to Fool's Town. So what I'm going to do, we're going to pause it. I'm going to get rid of all the roads that I don't want. So we elevate just here. Right, all this is also going as well, because we are going to redo this whole section. So goodbye. We're going to elevate from that point there, so this is also going to go as well. I know it's shocking, guys. It's all legit going. Let's get rid of all of that. Goodbye. I'll kind of keep that there for now. This hole, as it bends around, is going to disappear. What it's going to do is going to come up and it's going to bend round, and that's going to be the solid road connection. And then we just connect that on further on. That will kind of help us create the other connection. There's so many connections we're going to be creating. Right, let's get rid of that for just a second. Get rid of this for just a second. Right, let's go back by one more. Let's actually do the elevated road here first. And should we do it with a sound barrier? I don't know why we would, but it will kind of feel a little bit nicer. There we go. So keep that bend in. So, hold on. Hold on. So keep that semi-bending. So if I just do it to there for now, we can kind of get an idea for the space that we have available to use. So then with our industrial road, at what point does it stop becoming an industrial road and becomes like our normal normal road anyway? What road are we using over there? The standard one? I'm not sure what point it then kind of changes, so we'll see. And we'll run it up along. And then if I go to about there, that's where it comes away and changes slightly. So let's get rid of all of this. So at this point now then. Right, is that too... I mean, it works. Definitely works, but is that too much? I've got to do some terraforming to kind of sort out the levels and stuff like that. But that was just off the cusp. Is it off the cusp or off the cuff? I think it's off the cuff. That was just literally off the cuff to how it could potentially look. I don't know if that's... I mean, I feel like it's a little bit too close. Let's kind of go back a little bit more. So let's keep it going. So let's bring it to there. There's a weird kink here, isn't there? Let's get rid of that. There we go. And if I bring it to about there, or let's try this side instead. How's that? I mean, it follows it around quite nice. I'm not sure how it's going to play out though with the whole connection that I try to do for this. But let's just see how it goes then. So we kind of delete that. We kind of deleted there. I mean, I could get the whole thing to follow very closely. Or should we keep it like this? Right, let me get the old bulldozer out. Alright, that's a little bit more smoother. I like it, I like it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I'm going to delete all this for just a second. So let's get the highway back up. Where are we? There we are. We sound barriered it. Why is it not working? Ah. There we go. So bring it to there. And straight in. So we keep it all elevated, which is quite nice because we can create beautiful little connections and stuff like that. So this would come straight down and connect like that. So we have that elevated highway that goes over. I just need to sort something out in terms of how we connect down to here. But that flows through beautifully. It really does. It really, really does. So getting into the industrial area, that's the connection just there for it. Brings us down solidly. So if you're coming straight off the highway at that point anyway. So then we need to do something that connects these guys up here. Now, I could actually connect it to how similar it was before with a connection just here. But it would mean pushing this further back. So again, I'm going to play around with something once more. So let's say that this came to about there. And now this here... Oh, I'm trying to find the best... Right, is that too early for that? What makes it look weird is the fact that, if I delete all, is the fact that I'm trying to get it to go very, very close to that highway there. And if I just kind of forget that and get that thought process out of my head. And then just kind of just marry it all up. So it kind of bends around, and I can then filter in through all the gaps. It is quite windy at this point, isn't it? Right, I don't feel like we need to do... Oh, I'm so indecisive. I am literally so indecisive. I don't feel like we need to kind of go too far with it. So I feel like we just need a few more straight pieces here and there. So like that. Goes up and round. And then... get a solid piece that kind of follows down. Oh, that's ugly. Right. We'll create like a 90-degreeer. So bring that to there. All right, let's see how this plays out. No, Seniac, no. And I'm also not getting to the idea of what I originally wanted for this whole section anyway. Right, there we go. We'll go with that. Okay, that is my final thought process right now, and that is what we're going with. So we'll have this run down. Oh, do I want it straight like that? What if I went straight down? Let's put the anarchy on. Like that. That feels better. Get the old move it tool. Slightly move this. Turn it. Place it underneath. Glorious. So that comes down there to connect. And then we can use it as a way to get people on and off the highway. So this can sprawl a little bit more, which is nice. We're then kind of using this as the connection point, aren't we, at that point? Now, what it actually does is it kind of keeps away, you know, people passing through to get to there. So I'm trying to think the best way to explain this, but I feel like there's no way to explain it. Just do it is the best method. So okay, right. So if I come from there like that, and then if I came from here, or here should I say, to there, I like the bend it creates when you kind of go from such a distance like that. So it's very awkward, that is, but we're gonna kind of like put it into play mode and see how it kind of plays out. Now we need to hook up the electricity very quickly right now. So, oh, no, don't put it into play. We've still got this one to do. Right, there we go. So we're in play mode for just a second. I want to see how the... Whoa, it's only like a vehicle go like a gazillion miles an hour. I just want to see how the traffic now plays out with that. So there's a few little bits and bobs that I will do. I need to sort out the leveling of these roads, which is not too bad to sort out. So, okay, let's sort this out too. So that is pretty much straight on, go in that direction. Over here, go in this direction. That is straight on. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'll do some junction restrictions in the sense that we can allow them to back themselves up. Or no backing up, should I say. And we'll see how that goes and how that plays out. So basically what I've done is I've created two roads in a sense. A highway that just kind of runs through and they're able to use it to get on and off. It will cause some traffic issues here and there, but I will create like little on and off, well, yeah, little on and off ramps. So if I brought this down to there, and this is what I kind of had in originally, like last time. So that's like a little kind of off ramp for that area. Let's kind of get into the industrial section just there, rather than coming down and causing any more traffic or any situations or scenarios. Yeah, that should be pretty solid. But then you're going to have the bulk of people who are coming up to go up here, to go back, to go into down to this area. So that's when you kind of need, I wouldn't say like another connection, but we'll kind of see how it kind of goes, really. I'm quite interested to see how it does go. So if I chose this to be the turn only and that's straight on, then hopefully that will sort out everybody whose lanes I need to be in a lot quicker and easier. So that should be quite fun too. So yeah, they've got 2 roads to bypass this whole area right now, which I'm quite excited to see how it plays out. So we'll give it time to adjust. We'll times it by 9. This whole area will keep changing. I've got to do a lot of leveling and sorting the other stuff out and whatnot. We'll give time for the traffic to adjust and sort out its new routes. I'm not liking, if I quickly pause, how that is like so, it drops down so quickly. Right, that's a little bit better. It's not amazing still, but it's a little bit better. There we go, create more of a bend on that. Oh, don't want him to be able to turn there. No, yeah, go straight. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, go straight on. I was running. I was running for a second there. What am I doing? Right, so the traffic seems to flow quite nicely. Very impressed. Very impressed indeed. Does its job. Does exactly what it needs to do. It's moving smoothly. Smoothly, boys. I'm liking it. So we'll see what issues it brings in the long run, but for now, traffic is slightly moving. Okay, right, so while that happens then, let's now check out a ferry system. So with boats then, I need, well, yeah, I need a ferry depot, of course I do, but I also need just the general piers. Now I could go with a ferry stop like this. I got to think of places to pull it. Or like a smaller ferry stop like that. And these would be ideal. I mean, we definitely need one up here. So I kind of need to drop one just there. I need one over on this side somewhere, which the shoreline is down here. So basically I want one just there, one on this side so they can travel to and from, because they can't technically walk across the bridge just yet. I'll probably put it further down here. We'll do one probably around about there. No, actually we'll do one here. Around about here somewhere. We'll have one over here, and then we'll have one over here. If it works out. If it works out, he says. Right, we'll go for the big pier stop just there. So we'll place this one just there. And then from that, we'll have small little stop-off points. So I definitely want one up here, or down here somewhere. And I think, I mean, is it silly to drop it there? It's near the 2 bus stops, which will be handy. So if I dropped it, for example, here, how does that look? So, it's in a good spot in a sense that, oh, do I want to create that connection? Let me just run this, because I mean, if I had that connection there, there's no need for this path. So that can kind of go. I can slightly lift this up. Not too much. Just to make it seem a little bit more natural. Then maybe like a nice little solid ferry stop there. Which is actually pretty cool. I do like that. One on this side, it's quite far away from the shoreline. Just because I haven't finished off this whole area just yet. So if I was to place one down, it would have to go, let's say, right, let's say, I'm trying to find a nice little straight piece there. It's not really that straight, but let me use the move it tool. Right, how would a road, if I pause it, play off this? So down here, straight across. So that creates the normal feeling of the grid effect. And if I came out by 7, in by 5, came out by 7. Oh. So we can create that nice little walking feeling. And what we'll do is we'll get a path that literally cuts through to there, so they can literally walk straight through and off they go. That'll be a nice little solid connection for this area. Might as well just continue along. Now, put it back into play. How is that to the shoreline? That actually feels quite good. I like that. Might bring it up slightly. There we go. That's better. So it does need power. Ain't got to worry about that just yet. So we've got one there, one there. We have a few little garbage issues here and there. So hopefully the garbage trucks can get to where they need to get to. What's the traffic like now? Do you know what? It seems to be flowing beautifully. We've got vehicles on the highway. We have vehicles on our little 4-lane road at the side too. Once I polish this all off so it's not so rough and jagged, is that the correct word? I think so. And I want to get one more in. So I've got one there, one there, one there. And I kind of want one up here. Like in between stops, but also kind of semi-close to the stops. Now if I drop it there and pause again. So it is slightly lower. Which I kind of like the effect of that doing that, to be honest. So if I bring the road down here, I'll use the move it tool to bring it out and turn slightly so it kind of flows with it. And if I bring this out to about there, and then bend it up and round, so you kind of create, again, also a small loop. Bring this up slightly. Gonna bring the point down here. And then let's see what we can do just here. Let's bring that up slightly so it's not too sharp. And that actually could work. I like that. So they're the 4 points we're gonna use for the ferry system. So just to give a little bit of power over here, we do need a little bit more residential. So if I kind of drop a little bit of residential down here, let it play itself out, and that will pass the electricity over. Do you have water? Yes. Don't quite have water over here. So just quickly drop those down there. Don't quite have the power over here too. Oh, we need... Pause again. We need the ferry depot, which is just here. So if I place it a little bit further along, and have a road connected. Not too sure what I'm going to do with the road just yet, but that's pretty much going to be connected like that. Where do I take it away from? Like this point? Well, if we come out there, so they get off there and walk into work, which would be quite nice. It's quite handy. And how far does the electricity stretch? It doesn't really stretch that far. Oh, that's all like highly risen, isn't it? Yeah, right. Let me bring... I think it's down to the ferry stuff, isn't it? Yeah. Bring the road down as well. That's about right, isn't it? Yeah. Right, nice, 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 nice. Okay, let's collect the electricity. So keep it nice and simple for now, which is what I like. And then we'll create a connection then. So. Let's get this set up then. Right. Oh, we need to do the, what's it called? Like the ferry line. connection there. There. Right, there we go. We'll connect just through there. And straight down to there. Just been cut through on some areas. And do that one there as well. So there is like some connections and running through when they're trying to get them, the boats to where they need to go. So we'll create a line then. And it's just a generic loop. So it'll be interesting to see how busy they're going to be. Really. And how many people are going to be using the ferry line. So that's going to be quite interesting. So I'll give it some time before people start appearing and... Oh, we got a few people arriving right now. Which is nice. How many people over here are going to be arriving? Oh, there's a couple of people arriving over there too, waiting. Which is quite cool. So we can already tell that it's going to be handy for some people. Anyone over here waiting? Nah. It's going to be more people getting on there to go to work. Are people making their way down over here? We just kind of have to give it some time, don't we? We really do. But hopefully it's going to be a good little system that we have going back and forth. I mean, if it's too much, I might just cut these two out and just kind of create these as a crossing path. But a couple are waiting over there. Oh, we got quite a few people waiting over here. On the ferry they go. So this could be quite cool. I'm quite excited. How is this road holding up? Do you know what? It's actually doing pretty well. I'm actually kind of more impressed than I initially thought I was going to be. So we could, I mean, do we kind of slightly expand Walnut Hills now at this point? It's a tough one at this point, isn't it? Yeah. Should we slightly expand it? I feel like we should. So if I made this road continue to go up, or do I make it, for example, if I kind of create a grid. Let's cut that back by a little bit more. So go up by one more. There we go. A little bit weird, but it creates a cool little cul-de-sac just there. Not a cul-de-sac, like a little U-ey in a way. And then we can have like roads coming off it just there. And then maybe going under slightly. So it does expand Walnut Hills, which is nice. And oh, is that too much to ask for a bend here? Is that too? I think that's slightly too much, isn't it? Yeah. Right. We're actually kind of stop there for a second because it does look kind of weird, doesn't it? Why isn't that clicking? Oh, there we go. I might say why isn't that clicking on, but we're okay. How does that look? Do you know, that's not, it's not too bad really. And what if I created that junction just there? Take the traffic lights off it. And then we have another connection for this place. I mean, it could work out. It could, I mean, they seem to be happy. Anyone going down to this? We had 5 passengers this week. So, it's people using it to get off. So, yeah, it is handy for some people. What's it like over here right now? We got quite a big bulk of people waiting over there on that side. Got some waiting over on this side. A lot of people get off, which is handy. So, yeah, it is. It is handy for the some. It is handy for the certain people. Right, how many people on this one now? There's 25 people. I'm trying to close that there. Will they get off the ferry line? So it's not helpful for some to get on to go somewhere, but it's helpful for some of the stops for people to get off to go somewhere. Like here too. It's like no one gets on it that much, even there's one person waiting. But some of them are getting off it to go to work. And that's handy in itself. So okay, now we got this over here. We can now expand some of our residential a little bit more. So create a few more little suburbs. Now, is that sound barriered? Yeah. We do have some sound barriers there, so that's going to be handy. Expand our residential fillings. There we go. And yeah, we'll see how that kind of rolls out. Right, okay. So, that's now done and all set up. Another idea of thought I've got is if I brought this up and connected it up as it is there, but if I created coming down here a road like a 4-lane road like that then goes underground and merges out as a tunnel underground here and connects to that highway point, that would be a pretty solid connection to get over there rather than driving all the way around to get down to here. We can have a solid one go straight across. That also could be pretty handy. Right, we got a lot of death now appearing, which is not great. So are we just going through a death wave, or is just everybody getting ill? We got 301 deaths. Holy moly! I'd like to know what the cause of death is, or also unemployment, 12%. Okay, so our death. Where is our death button? Here we go, death care. Yeah, we got a lot of deceased. Why have we got so many people deceased all of a sudden? Nothing's changed, so to speak, has it? Are we just having like one of those awkward death waves coming through? I mean, we got the death care to take care of it. Get it? But you know what I mean? Can get a little bit crazy, can't it? But yeah, I don't know whether. I mean, it's not down to the fact that we got traffic and the hearses can't get there. It's not that at all. Or is a dude over here waiting? So he wants to go somewhere. Where does he want to go? Resides over here. Oh, he's just going home. That's cool. That's very cool. Okay, right. Oh, we got no water over here, guys. Alright, hopefully that is now good enough. Keep it going. Oh, we got a little bit of a traffic issue over here. Not by much, but you just got to keep our eye on stuff like this. Oh yeah, it's starting to back up. Why is it all of a sudden starting to back up over here? Like, it hasn't done it since I've done it. Is it because it's people trying to move in on this little area? I mean, it could be. I wonder why all of a sudden it's like this. So why don't we do some lane management anyway? So, if you turn in there, go straight up. Otherwise, you cross over. And then here, if you're making a turn, you're either taking that lane or that lane there. Maybe I merge those into like thicker lanes. Same with this, if you're going that way, you're going that way. And if you are turning that way, you're going that way, or you're going straight on. So again, you just got to do some lane dictation to kind of tell them where they need to go. Now I might upgrade this here to a big boy. And then see how that plays out. But ultimately, this is this turn. this is this turn. And that should filter the traffic through a little bit more. Right, this backup has come out of nowhere. So I'm just hoping it's because of the residential stuff that kind of caused it. Because you have a lot of normal vehicles coming from this side only. That we kind of wouldn't have normally had. That coming through. So that's, oh my god, the death right now. Okay, we'll come back to that in just a moment, guys. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, the death wave there, isn't it? Now, would it be too much if I created or used a little turn off just there to go into here? Because it's something that could be quite handy, wouldn't it? So I'm trying to think where to pull it. I could put one there. I could do one just there. I mean, I feel like the one here will be even like handier. Just for the sake of, let's create more of a bend. Just for the sake, because it's just the straight road down to that connection. So I wonder how that goes. Anyway, is this all cleared up yet? Not quite. It's the simple back and forth it has to do, but it's clearing. It is clearing. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. That's not good. It's not a good idea to go that way. So that junction's now clear. I think this is the initial people trying to move in over here. He added a few extra cars on the road. But we'll keep our eye on that, guys. We'll keep our eye on it. We've got death wave for days right now. Why have we just got such a huge death wave all of a sudden? I don't quite get it. Why we've got such a huge death wave. So I need some, like, I need one of these, an advanced crematorium. Now if I placed this there, it will just kind of kill off that. Don't really want to do that as much. But what if I used the, we could use these roads here. So if I pulled this one up and right, let's see how this one plays out. So if I placed you just there and pulled this one out by 10 as well, and place this one on this side and kind of come out by 15. There we go. We got a little bit more play in where it all is. So let's centralize them instead to that little surrounding area. And that should pump out a few more vehicles, like 20 hearses in use. 27 hearses in use as well. And that should slowly start to pick up some more of the dead bodies and whatnot. And get us slightly back on our feet. There we go. And we'll see how it plays out over time. What's that junction saying right now? Seems to be holding up pretty well. I mean, a lot of them are coming off here, which is a pretty sweet little cut through route, which I like. This seems to be handling it fine. Again, if it was just the initial people moving in. So you can actually see all the people, all the vehicles going down here too and up here. Otherwise, they would have been on that one main highway. So we've kind of semi-found a sweet spot, haven't we? Vehicles are still coming down here and going round, which is what I like. Where's that one over here? Right, how many are gonna get off here? Oh, just one gets off there. I think the main use of it is between these two areas. Really, isn't it? Okay, so many people get off there. I think that's the main use of this. I can almost borderline get rid of those two. Let me know what you think about that, guys. Should I get rid of these two just here? There and there. Because these two here work perfectly fine. Is our death wave now starting to go down? So we now only got 500 to siege. We did have 800. Our capacity skyrocketed as well. So that is now going down slowly but surely. So I think we can safely say we are slowly getting there, right? I think so. So I think I might get rid of this one next episode and that one next episode as well. Just have it going back and forth between those two. And I think I might then get rid of what I've done here. Create a road that goes down underground tunnel to this highway. So rather than driving all the way around, we can have another secondary connection, which will be pretty sweet. And then we can think about doing our little university. So guys, I think we're going to end it for here then. Few more issues here and there and everywhere, but when is there never issues in FoolTopia? But anyway guys, hope you did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.